Basketball, you betcha. I'm back in the gym once again with my friends and everybody else that wants to be in the gym, of course, and just trying to teach them how to get better at basketball, just like I'm trying to teach you, basketball you, how to get better at basketball too. Okay, so back in the gym with my man Spence. We just did a little session where we talked about our step backs and some different things that he was doing there. But now, right, I have him dribbling and making counter moves, not only into his shot, but counter moves on the baseline to get up a floater, work step through, maybe work the shot fake and then a little baby hook coming back, right? You can call it rondo, you can call it whatever move you want, but I mean right now I'd call it the Jokic, because Jokic does a very good job in the post with his footwork. But really it's just more, how can I be effective as a small guard? And that's really what it comes down to. So many of you that are probably watching are smaller players or smaller guards, and the hardest thing to teach a small guard is how to finish on bigger players. Because one, the person training them probably isn't that big, like myself, and it's just hard to mimic a freak athlete that's 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", right? That can jump and put their head up over the rim and their arm past the top of the square. So you just really are working with them on angles and height of the ball, really trying to get them to understand how to throw their timing off. And contact is important, but sometimes a person who isn't really aggressive making contact with somebody won't do it in a way where it's strong enough to really have an effect on a taller player, to where they feel threatened or they feel like they have to put their hands down to take the bump or something like that. So really it's just finding ways to get that small window of time to get your shot up, to see the basket, or whatever those things are that are going to help you be a more successful player. So, really, I say the hardest job in basketball training is to train these smaller players. And right now, just watching Spence, it's like understanding the load, understanding the timing. Sometimes the skill of it has to be a little bit quicker because you're smaller. When you're taller, you can go at a little bit smaller pace and hit the fadeaway shots like we were working on the baseline. SGA is a great example of some of the things he does. If like he wasn't 6'5", would he get those shots up, right? Or 6'6", or however tall he is. So it's just a matter of really understanding your body, understanding your ability, and honing in these skills and doing it your way. And if you can do it your way and it's successful, but we helped, then that's the goal, right? That's the overall goal. So as you continue to watch this, okay, watch how he plants, how he doesn't bump at times, and then how he does bump, and then kind of what space is created off of those different things that he's doing. And when it all comes down to it, watching some different players in college this year, I would say the thing that's separating a lot of players besides skill and IQ and athleticism and all those different things is really just making shots. Can you make shots to help us win a basketball game? We overthink all of these different skills and all these different things we have to do to be a basketball player. But at the end of the day, let's not forget the goal. The goal is to make the shots you take. And are we going to make all of them? No. But if you can make them at a high percentage, you have a pretty good chance of making some money. And I'm not saying pro. I'm saying you have a really good chance of making money just as a college player. So really focus on the details of how you're shooting the basketball before you go into everything else while trying to shoot the basketball. I am working on these up and under moves and some different things with Spencer to try to finish adding to his repertoire of learning how to be more of a threat than a shooter. So now more trying to attack that paint. And this season he's done a good job of attacking the paint, but he's not really looking to score when he attacks the paint. So really that's something else that he has to consider when creating that for himself, because on film, if they see you drive and only kick, on your drive, I'm going to fill in the gaps to where the passes are going to go or potentially be. And that's going to cause a lot of chaos and some turnovers. So these are things we don't consider because we sometimes don't feel like we're a main option where people would pay attention to us. And that's going to get you in trouble because majority of the teams want to shut down things that will make the game easier for them. And if it's someone who's not a threat, they kind of prey on those type of things. And so you got to be aware of that as well when playing the game. Overall, Basketball U, as the clips keep going and you keep watching, my whole goal for this channel is to appreciate the game, teach the game, talk the game, but also really just help guide you with your passion. And if you're passionate about it and you need to know more and you want to know more, I mean, this is going to be the channel as you go through the history of basketball, the rules of basketball, basketball terminology. These are things that you have to know, right, to communicate the game, because a lot of the game is communication just as much as it is having IQ and having the physical skills and actually just being out there, right? But you can still talk the game and help somebody, being the vocal captain for the team. I think that's important always when it comes down to trying to learn how to lead and be something different than just what you see on the stat sheet. All right. So I try to give you everything from all different perspectives because somebody watching is going to be in one of the roles that I'm talking about. So I hope that I give you information on your role. All right. And just remember, basketball never ends, and this channel won't either. So Basketball U, appreciate you guys for always coming through. And remember, someone's always working. Are you?